Hello everybody and welcome back to another Last Drops Baseball video production. This time we are going to look at 5 rookies who are flying underneath the radar. By now, most of you who've opened the 2020 Topps baseball have looked at the star rookies that are available. And of course, the big guns right now are Gavin Lux, shortstop, or possibly second baseman for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Bichette, obviously the prospect for the Blue Jays with his rookie card now in place. And of course, getting his feet wet in the big leagues last year. I'm going to butcher his name, Aristides Aquino, the outfielder who smashed 19 home runs last year for the Cincinnati Reds, Cuban-born player. And finally, the last sought-after one is Yordan Alvarez. Yordan Alvarez, of course, making his big league debut and also having the Rookie Cup on the card, which not too many players have had both the Rookie Cup and Rookie Card attached in recent years to Topps. Well, today I'd like to talk about my top 5 players in the Topps series that are flying under the radar. So for those of you who are looking to possibly make an investment in a player that's not in the big spotlight right now, here are my 5 in Series 1 that I would suggest. First up is Anthony Kay. Anthony Kay, who's with the Toronto Blue Jays, he was acquired by the New York Mets, or via the New York Mets last year in the Marcus Stroman deal. He was originally a first-round pick by the Mets in 2016 in the Major League Draft. Played his college ball at the University of Connecticut. Again, last year came to Toronto with Simeon Woods Richardson in exchange for Marcus Stroman. Kay, what I like about Kay is he features 3 pitches, a fastball, a changeup, and a curveball. And he spends most of his time throwing his fastball, which is a 4-seamer. Sits on 93, 94 miles an hour from the left side. And, of course, there's obviously in Toronto, they're a rebuilding team, and he's got an opportunity to be able to potentially carve his niche in their lineup. Problem is, and what I don't like about Anthony Kay are 2 things. Item 1 is his body. I don't know if that's a great pitcher's body or not. They list him at 6'1", 218, actually 6 foot and 218. But when I've seen him on TV, he looks like he might be 5'11" and 240. Anthony Kay, I'm not sure if he's going to have the body to hold up to be a starter, to take the ball and get you 30 starts in a year. I hope he does, but I think that's something that's going to have to be addressed. The other thing is the Blue Jays staff is logjammed with veterans this year. The signing of Hyun-Jin Ryu, the comeback, of course, of Matt Shoemaker after the knee surgery from last year, the acquisition of free agent pitcher Tanner Roark, the trade acquisition of Chase Anderson, and finally the international signing of Shun Yamaguchi from the Yomiuri Giants from the NPB, all look to potentially be locking themselves down in the staff. Not to mention Ryan Borucki and Matt Thornton, or is it Trent Thornton, are going to be battling out for the other spots. But I still like Anthony Kay. If it was to me, it's a sleeper pick, and I think that that should be somebody that you should be looking to acquire. My next guy that I think is worth looking at is Houston Astro, and it would be Abraham Toro. So Abraham Toro, he's a Canadian third baseman for the Houston Astros. He was drafted in the 5th round of the 2016 Major League Draft. Made his debut last year in August versus Detroit. But the next night in Toronto, he was the one who homered in the top of the 9th to break the 0-0 tie and help Justin Verlander throw his 3rd no-hitter. He also got fielded the final out, and that was a start to his big league career. What I like about him is he's got some juice. Last year he hit 17 homers, drove in 80 runs, and hit 324 in AAA. He's only 23 years old. What I don't like about Abraham Toro, unfortunately, is he's a bit blocked. He's a third baseman by trade. Of course, Alex Bregman would be in his way at the major league level. And I think if they made a deal, they were talking about trading Carlos Correa last year, or trying to get rid of Carlos Correa. If they do get rid of Correa, I could see Bregman moving to short and possibly Abraham Toro taking over the hot corner at third base. And that might make sense long term for the Astros. And it also will address some of their salary needs and salary crunch that they're about to face. My third guy, number 3 on my list, is a fella who gained some notoriety last year in the playoffs, and that would be Trent Grisham. Trent Grisham is pictured and featured here with the Milwaukee Brewers. For those of you who might remember the playoffs last year, he was the right fielder who made the error against Washington that ended up leading to Washington winning that game. Grisham was of course in the offseason traded to the San Diego Padres in a deal that included Luis Urias going the other way to Milwaukee. Grisham, originally a first-round pick in 2015, 15th overall in the draft. He was drafted ahead of Walker Buehler of the Dodgers, who went, I think, 26th or 7th or 8th in the draft, in that range. Between AA and AAA last year, he hit 35 homers. In 2017 in the Carolina League, Grisham stole 40 bases. He shows a good eye at the plate. He doesn't strike out much. And he looks like he could be potentially the whole package. My problem, of course, Grisham, now he's been traded to San Diego. And now that he's in San Diego, he's going to be stuck behind Fernando Tatis Jr., Franchi Cordero, Josh Naylor, and then, of course, the veterans Hosmer Machado for the spotlight. So investing in the cards, or if you're going to invest in the baseball cards, I'm not sure where Trent Grisham is going to fit in. Statistically, pretty good, but, of course, playing in Milwaukee and then, of course, now being traded to San Diego, 2 markets that aren't necessarily the greatest for spiking your baseball card and adding value to what you might achieve. So there's Trent Grisham, left-handed hitting outfielder, and it might be worth a look to see if Grisham would be somebody to add to your collection. Our next player features from the Cleveland Indians, Bobby Bradley. Bobby Bradley was a third-round pick of the Tribe in 2014. He was drafted ahead of the likes of Ryan Yarbrough from Tampa and Blake Bivens. Rhys Hoskins was taken in the 4th round that year, and Greg Allen, his teammate, was drafted in the 6th. To like about him, he's got a ton of power. Last year, he led the AAA International League with 33 bombs. He had the hardest hit in Indian StatCast history when he hit a home run versus the Twins last year. But what I don't like about Bobby Bradley is that he strikes out at an alarming rate. Last year, he struck out, well, you can see from his stats in here, he struck out basically, I think it was 153 strikeouts and 402 at-bats. Ouch. And doesn't possess a whole lot of speed. So his strikeouts 3-1 versus his walks. It's another problem. You've got a guy who doesn't have a good eye at the plate, swings at a lot of pitches. But now the Indians in the offseason have inked Domingo Santana, a savvy veteran who was with the Seattle Mariners last year, 1 year, $1.5 million. But again, it's going to create a problem for opportunities for Bobby Bradley and potentially also for Jake Bauers, another outfielder that the Indians have. So competition is good, and hopefully they'll be able to find his niche and find his way. But Bobby Bradley is a guy that I'd look for, and mainly because of his power. Finally, the number 1 guy on my list is a fella named Jose Urquidy, and it's another Houston Astro. Jose Urquidy signed with the Astros in 2015 as an international free agent. He's a native of Mexico. He made his pro debut in 2015 with the Greenville Astros and then played with the Tri-City Valley Cats. In 2017, Urquidy missed the entire season after undergoing Tommy John surgery. And then in July of 2019, he made his major league debut with the Astros. But the big piece for Urquidy was in Game 4 of the World Series, he started versus the Nats and became the 3rd Mexican born pitcher to start a World Series game, and the second Mexican born pitcher to win a World Series game, and the first since Fernando Valenzuela. The drawbacks. Well, the good news with the Astros is there's, after losing Garrett Cole, there's some openings in the starting rotation. It looks like Verlander and Greinke obviously will be the lockdowns, and Lance McCullers recovering from his surgery will be the 3. So who's going to be 4 and 5? Well, Urquidy is going to be battling it out with Austin Pruitt, Josh James, Framber Valdez, Rogelio Armenteros, and potentially Forrest Whiteley. Forrest Whiteley, it seems like he's been talked about for quite a while. His pitch mix, he's 50% fastballs, throws 25% changeups, and the rest of his pitches are sliders and curveballs. So he's got 4 pitches in his repertoire, but he mainly throws his fastball and his changeup. So Jose Urquidy is my pick to be the number one of the number one rookie card after our top 4 of Alvarez, Bichette, Lux, and Aquino. So if you're looking to add somebody to your group, let's go with Jose Urquidy. I'd like to thank everybody again for watching this video. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comments section. Tell us who you think your 5 are, who I've missed, why I've missed them. And if you like the video, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Once again, thanks again for looking in. This is a production from Last Raps Baseball.